Hi guys, hope you're all well. So I just wanted to do a very quick little video for you today talking about the power of spirit. And I did a demonstration last night in Castle Kerry and it was a beautiful evening. It was a really powerful night. But something very interesting happened and I had a beautiful connection from the spirit world step forward, and it was a beautiful dwarf that had passed over. And what really was interesting, and obviously, it sounds a little bit random, but like with all of us, it's just another aspect of life, isn't it? And so I had this beautiful dwarf come forward, but he was actually really quite a nasty person, and he was bringing forward his energy, his personality. Now he gave me sort of conditions of how he passed over, his name, all of this sort of stuff. And when I went to the receiver of information in the audience, she could take all of it and she said, yes, that's exactly how he was. So his energy was really coming through quite strong. But what I found really interesting after the sort of first half um, of the demonstration ended, and then people went and got drinks and different things, I actually had quite a few people come up to me. I had about 6 or 8 people come up to me independently, and they sort of all said, Mitch, we know this dwarf as well. And that really to me signified just the power of the spirit world and the validation they can actually bring forward, when we're open to receive. So even though that message was actually for somebody right at the back of the room, to have all these other pockets of people coming over in the interval and saying to me, Mitch, we actually knew that dwarf as well, and he is as you're describing him. I just thought today, as I was sort of reflecting on last night, that was really like, wow, because as well as validation for who that spirit actually was linking him for, it was validation for all of those other people. And I often say to people, energy doesn't lie, it doesn't have a need or a reason to lie. And not that my job, I don't feel my job as a medium is to prove of an afterlife. That isn't actually what, for me, mediumship is about. It's about passing on the messages directly from spirit, and then as a receiver of information, you doing whatever you want with that information, whether you believe, whether you still question. But for me, if I was a skeptic in the audience, that was a really powerful way where I would have to think, there may be more to it. There may be a spirit world. There may be some form of afterlife. Because these were very specific things that were coming through, and the behaviour of this gentleman. I mean, when he was linking in with me, I felt like he wanted to run around and actually bite my ankles. And the lady at the end in the interval said to me, he used to do that. He used to do things like this, and he was involved in dwarf tossing, but then he'd actually get people in trouble for it. So he was quite a character, and those people that knew him well were all relaying similar stories. So when I'd had a conversation with somebody at the back of the room about him, then other people were coming up to me saying, oh, do you know he did this? And the story and the cycle of energy was the same with all these pockets of people. So it's just a little quick video, but it's just something I really wanted to share with you, because it really just made me feel like, wow, spirit is actually really, really powerful. And even though that was a message for the lady at the back of the room, in a way, anybody that knew him, they would have actually taken comfort in that message as well. Whether they liked him or not, kind of is irrelevant to a point. It's more the power of spirit that was coming through, And I just thought, wow, if you ever needed, concrete validation for yourself, to have between 6 to 8 people in the same room all know that person. And that's just one scenario. And there was another scenario similar in the second half. I brought through a lovely gentleman and a lady for a young girl in the audience, and it turned out that actually, again, when the demo had finished, I was talking to the owner of the pub, beautiful Lynn, and she was sort of saying, I actually knew the lady, and she actually worked in this pub for a time. And this is one of the reasons they went to this particular demo last night, because they sort of said if she's going to come through anywhere, it's going to be here, because that was her roots. So again, even though the message was for the beautiful granddaughter in the audience, what was very powerful was like Lynn actually knew a lot of the information that was coming forward. So again, it was a message for the granddaughter, but it had real relevance to Lynn as well. She could back up the information, and to me that is further proof, not that I obviously need it myself, but some people do, don't they? They still are so desperately trying to sort of prove to themselves that there is an afterlife, that there is a spirit realm, that there is a place we go to when our physical body dies. And it just made me smile, because for me this is the work, this is the true work of any medium, to be able to bring forward not just the validation, but the comfort and that inner peace that goes with it. That's what it's all about, you know. And again, the fact that it wasn't just the one person that knew, there were pockets of people that knew of this character, proves actually it isn't a load of bullshit or hocus pocus. When we open our heart to receive a message of love from those that have left us physically but walk with us in that eternal spirit world, that's when spirit magic happens in its truest form. So it's just a little video I wanted to share with you, because I was just reflecting, but for me I just thought, wow, this is some powerful stuff. And also I think the reason it was so powerful last night, particularly with last night's demo, there was so much love in the room, but laughter. And laughter is always the vibration that's needed for our loved ones to draw that little bit closer. You know, people weren't taking it too seriously. People were opening their hearts to receive, and we had fun with it. And it just made the connections that little bit stronger last night. But for me, I just thought, wow, the power of spirit really is a magical thing, you know. And like I say, if you ever needed validation, if you were in that audience last night, I just thought that is some powerful stuff. You know, like I say, it's very random for 6 to 8 people to know of a dwarf. That in itself is a bit strange. You know, not many people, certainly not many people that I know, have friends or know people that are dwarfs, and that's not being, you know, discriminatory to anybody. It's just something that I haven't come across before. So it was very interesting. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you because it made me smile, and it just really sort of grounded my energy today, and it made me think, this is why I do the work I do. And it was an absolute blessing to see everybody last night. It was a charity event as well. I think about 350 something was raised. I think it's 52 or 53 for pancreas cancer. So a great cause, a great night. So thank you very much to all those people that came to that. But yeah, like I say, the power of spirit when we open our awareness and our heart up really is magical, you know. True magic exists within the spirit realm. So I'm just going to leave that video with you guys. Have a magical bank holiday weekend. Much love, take care, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.